What is going on, everybody? You already know it is Friday night. It is 7 p.m. on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. It's on time. It's inside the Octagon. My name is Paul. That is Josh. Josh, what's going on? A beautiful Friday night. Finally got some good weather, brother.
It's very nice outside. Sadly, we don't have any fights tomorrow. That's the only downside.
Josh, first, yeah. I mean, that's the bad news. I mean, how do you feel, Josh? Because every Saturday you get the beer, you get the wings, you get the pizza. You're locked in. Saturday, what the hell? There's nothing to do tomorrow night, brother.
Yeah, I guess I just got to go to work. Can't watch UFC. Got to go make money.
I hear that, man. I hear that. It's craziness. But, I think the reason, honestly, is because Dana White's a smart dude. You know what I mean? He's very smart, billion-dollar company. WrestleMania is tomorrow night, huge WWE event. So I don't think they want to, go head to head because two pay-per-views, biggest of the year, WrestleMania versus UFC. And plus, it would be a low card anyway. So I can understand it. But as a UFC fan, I'm pissed off, honestly.
You got to give them a break every once in a while.
I guess you do, right? I guess you do. Everybody needs a break once in a while, right? I guess
Well,
so. I guess so. Well, Josh, last week, man, UFC 314 did not disappoint. What was your grade overall first? What was your entire grade of this card, man?
oh, dude, it was great. I think it was the best
Mm,
pay-per-view of the year so far.
yeah,
Out of all of them, I feel like
great.
every fight was entertaining. I feel like there were a couple pay-per-views this year where a
Hmm.
few fights on those cards
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
meet our expectations. I
Hmm.
think every fight on this card met everybody's expectation. I think there was only one decision. Every other
Yes.
fight came to a no, two decisions. My
Two, two,
bad,
two.
Hulk
Hmm.
and Rodriguez.
Yep.
But every other fight came to a finish, and that's what we want to see. I was very worried that we would get snooze fests, especially. Well, it happens all the time, man. Like you remember that one guy, Makayev? He had that beef with that one dude. He was like a flyweight. He gets kicked out of the UFC. He was undefeated, and he had this like major beef with this other fighter.
Okay,
And
that's ring a bell. Yeah,
they're talking crap and everything. And then when it came time to go into the octagon, they
yeah,
just nobody started anything. They never like pushed the pace. It was a
yeah.
stupid, boring fight,
Agree.
and we did not get that out of Gene Silva and Bryce Mitchell. They
No,
went to
no.
war, and I was
Yes.
very impressed with that fight. And I was impressed with every fight on the card, man. How
Yeah, I
about you,
agree.
man? What did you feel about the card?
I honestly think the same thing with you there. I think it was one of the best pay-per-views this year so far. I mean, we're only in, April here, but still, I mean, 4 months in, I think this was the best one, top to bottom. Even some of the pre-card there was pretty damn good, which we'll talk about one of the fights there as well. But you're right, man. I love two fighters when they got a beef outside the octagon, they come in there. They bring that shit in the octagon. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
like you said with the snooze fest. I want to see it, man. I want to see the story keep going because this is the octagon is where you beat the shit out of somebody, and that's what I wanted to see. And this card did not disappoint me, man. Not
no,
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 not at
not
all.
at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, what I want to talk about first is I want to talk about the strawweight fight, Vanderdoba versus
Mhm.
Xian. How did you feel about that? Because
Oh, dude, I
oh
love
God,
Jan.
mm,
Dude, let me pull that fight up real
mhm.
quick so I don't
Because my thing was
butcher
Jan took Zelly all the way to the decision in 5 rounds. You know what I mean? And this
Yeah.
fight here, Vanderdoba, my God, I did not expect her to come out like this and
Oh,
dominate.
no, dude, that
Dominate.
goofy-eyed bitch, dude, I love her. She's so cool, man. Like,
Yes.
anybody who looks like that and then dominates, like, I'm instantly just, like, a fan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
There's just something about, goofy-looking fighters, and then when they
Hmm.
dominate and do I don't
Yeah.
know, there's just something about that you gotta love, and,
Yeah. Yep.
Jandiroba is one of those chicks. I love
Hmm.
her, dude. I'm actually, that's my champ. I
Oh,
can't
okay.
wait to see her get that belt, man.
Yeah,
I think she's up.
I think she's definitely in line for it now. I mean, Zelly's going to
Yeah.
get the fight. I mean, she's 1-2 now. Jan fought her, took her to a decision. Lost that one. So Vanderdoba, man, I tell you what, dude, she just like I got so much respect for her, honestly, Josh, because she does not look like the big precision fighter. Like she looked
Oh, yeah.
outweighed, her size was like a midget fighting Jan, honestly, like the built, being built that way. But my God, dude, total dominations. I mean, she showed submission moves. She showed the entire package, striking, takedowns, and I did not think she was going to be able to take down Jan. God, she fucking took her down
Yeah,
three
she took her
times in the
down and
opening.
she
Yeah,
controlled her.
she did.
I mean, she got pieced up a little
She
bit.
did. She
Jan
did.
pieced her up, but
Hmm.
she fired back. You know, it did nothing to her. I think she got hit by something, and then she ended up smiling at Jan in one of the rounds,
Hmm.
which was pretty cool.
Hmm. Did
Yeah,
you
no, I'm a
see?
big fan of her.
Yeah, that armbar submission, man. I thought she was done. I thought she was
Oh
about to tap.
yeah,
I thought she
yeah,
was done. I was
that
like, oh,
was
she's
so
done. She's
close.
done. She's done.
And then
Yeah.
she didn't. It was towards the, and then there was another one at the end of the round.
Hmm.
And then if it wasn't the end of the round, it would
Oh,
have
she
been
was done.
over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the only reason she didn't get that sub is because that bell rang.
Hmm. Yeah.
That was absolutely nuts. I was very impressed at that, especially
Yeah.
Zion coming off of UFC 300 fighting
Hmm.
the champion. Dude,
Hmm.
that's absolutely impressive.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
she
was
had three armbar attempts. I mean, two of them were freaking locked in like crazy. That
yeah, they
last one you
were.
said was saved by the bell, man. I'm thinking like, oh man, if we would another 15 seconds, 10 seconds at the most, that was a tap right there. Honestly, it
Yeah,
was.
fighting though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, got saved by the bell on that one, man. But what do you feel? I mean, we're not at that event yet, though. How do you feel about Vanderdoba versus Ali? How do you feel about that? I mean, we're looking at
Versus Wei
power versus
Lee.
Whaley. Yes, I call her Zhang.
I don't know, dude. Wei Lee is the goat of that division.
Agree, agree, agree.
She's the champ. She's the champ for a
Hmm.
reason. You just don't know until you see it. I think it's a very even fight between them,
Mm.
and I think Wei Lee has one of the best IQs in that
Yes.
division.
Yep.
It just comes down to IQ at that point. Which
Hmm.
fighter has the best IQ? Because Wei Lee has it all, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a reason she's a
Everything.
champ.
Yeah. I mean, does it throw into your mind though that Vanderdoba took, dominated this fight versus Jan here,
No.
and Jan took it to the distance here? I mean, those two were warriors in that fight. I mean, it was blood everywhere, striking back and forth. But Vanderdoba, man, she showed me something because I didn't think she would be able to take down Jan. And if she takes down Welly, oh my God, it could be a different story, honestly.
Yeah. If she takes down Wei Lee and gets
Hmm.
control time, especially like she could honestly become champion just in her ground game. I mean, and
Mm,
putting her in those
man.
arm bars, if she gets Wei Lee in an arm bar like that
Yeah.
and taps
Yeah.
her, but it's all about her being ready. I mean, she's 22-3. That's a very impressive female record.
It
You
is.
usually
Definitely
don't
is.
see that.
Hmm. Yep.
I buck it up, man. I'd throw some money at it.
I would too. I think I'd go Vanderdoba on that. I might take the
I
dog and take
I
that.
I
I
don't
would.
think I'd bet on it. I didn't bet on the Volkanovski Lopez fight. I didn't bet on that.
Okay,
I should
what I
have.
did, yeah, what I did is I didn't bet on the fight because man, Lopes is a different animal.
And
He's a
yeah,
oh god. So
you did
what I
say
did is
about that
I
too.
took it round 1, 2, 3, 4 to go past those. That was the only
Mhm.
thing I played on that. I didn't take the winner of that, but man. All right, let's move on to this other fight, man. The
Yeah,
legend Jim Miller. Let's talk about this fight with
yeah.
Chase Hooper.
That was a very impressive what Chase Hooper did. He didn't
Yeah,
submit him like he did Clay Guida.
right, right.
Um, but I think Chase Hooper is trying to set up some crazy
Dude,
submissions.
let's talk about this. Let's
The
talk
way
about
he
this shit he did. Let's talk
Yeah,
about this shit he
that
did.
position he had Jim Miller in was
God.
kinda I don't know what he was going for, I forget, but,
What they call it? A
I
fucking
don't
nut
know.
buster? What they fucking
Yeah,
call this?
Nut
Oh,
Buster,
what
I
was it?
think.
Like what? I was
Yeah, it
like,
was
oh,
I don't
man.
know. I
I
but
mean,
that it was cool. I mean, if you're a grappling fan and you like watching
yeah.
grappling, that was a very, very good match. And
Mhm.
how about when it was over and Hooper and Miller were just sitting there chilling on the ground,
Yeah, yeah.
arms on their knees, just like,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, that was a good grapple match. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Did
yeah,
yeah,
no, I'm surprised Miller didn't retire last night.
we
Especially
talked
coming
about
off
that,
a
Jess. We
loss.
talked about that. The loss, the retire's gotta come, the gloves gotta go down, but dude, this guy's a legend. He don't know when to quit. Man, he's like a Cowboy Cerrone, man. He's not gonna quit, dude. He's not gonna quit.
Yeah,
He's not quitting.
he might sail off into the sunset and try to get a win, maybe get an easy up and comer, or
Yeah.
fight somebody his age. I'm kind of upset that we didn't get to see Miller Gita.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
with them being, I mean, if you have, in my opinion, if you have UFC fighters that are so close in age,
Sure.
make them fight, especially if you know that they're not going to be getting the title, but
Agree.
they're still willing to fight. Make them
Mhm.
fight other older fighters. You
Mhm.
know, make them fight other older fighters that are in their
Okay.
weight class. Maybe they can come to agreement and have catch weights so that they're not
Yeah,
killing
yeah.
themselves trying to make weight. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think about older fighters in the UFC?
I agree with you 100%, man. I mean, to me, you're a legend in Jim Miller, but you're right. I like the phrase you said, catch weight. You know, this way you ain't killing yourself because
Yeah.
you ain't a dude like Patty Pemlet that can lose fucking 30 pounds in a weekend. You know what I mean? After he weighs in, or to make
Yeah.
weight there. Jim Miller, give him a catch weight. You know, put him against somebody that's
Closer
I
to
want to
age.
yeah, I want to say age wise. You know,
Yeah.
that's has the record, not record win loss, but that's been in many fights as well. I agree with that 100% because honestly, Josh, I think we get one or two at the most out of Jim Miller from now on. That's it. I think he does
Yeah.
retire. If he loses next time, it's time, dude. It's time. I'm sorry, it's
Yeah.
time. It's
But he's got
definitely
to sell off into the sunset. If he does retire, he's
yeah.
got to retire off of a win rather than a loss, which is probably what he's looking for.
I mean, you just give him, just you give him the crown and just say, okay, we're going to put you up against this one just for riding off the sunset. I mean, would you be okay with that going against a fighter that, God, man, when was the last time Jim Miller was a favorite? It's been a while. You know what I mean? I don't want to see him being the automatic favorite. I want to see him go out and get that win on,
Hey,
him.
Volk said, adversary is a adversity is
Yeah,
a privilege.
yeah. You're right about that. You're right about I forgot what round it was. Did you think Jim Miller was going to win this? Because he had a fucking guillotine fucking locked in.
No, no, Chase Hooper's too squirrely. He's like,
Yeah,
did you see the way he was so like slippery?
he
Like I don't
was
know, like he was like very I don't know. Like that was the word me and my
hmm
uncle were texting back and forth, and I
slippery.
think that's the word we used. Yeah, he was like very slippery.
Yeah, I was watching some podcast a couple days ago, just checking them out. They do it out of Las Vegas, uh, MMA Weekly or something like that. I was just checking into them. It's funny you use the word slippery. He called Chase Hooper a worm. He's like, he's
A
a fucking
worm.
worm. He's a
Yeah,
fucking
he's a
worm.
fucking
He's a
worm.
fucking worm. You
That's
can't
pretty
bend
good. I
him.
like
Yeah,
that.
you can't bend him. He just bends the other way. And I was like, it's fucking pretty precise there too. Yeah, but yeah, how would you give this match, Josh? I mean, we kind of knew that it was going to Chase Hooper's way, but dude, I mean, he basically took him the fucking distance. You know what I mean?
Um, it was a grappler's delight. You
Yeah.
know, it was very high level, jujitsu, and
hmm
Chase Hooper was just playing with his food. He was
Yeah.
just messing around with Jim Miller, took advantage of his age, took advantage of his
hmm
size. Maybe he did it to be respectful to him. I
Oh,
don't,
really? Really? You think so?
yeah, I mean, you don't wanna be
Wow.
going dude, that guy's like 26 years old fighting a 40-year-old man, like, he's trying not to be an asshole and go in there and did what Bobby Green did and piece him
Oh
up
God.
and
Yeah.
beat him
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that'd be kind of, you gotta go easy on the guy.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Dana White ever puts me in a fight with you, I want to fight you because you're going to take it easy on my ass. I'm 53 and you
Oh,
fucking,
no,
you know what I
no,
mean?
I'm a
You'll
I'm
just,
a
no,
lover kinda fight.
you'll piece my ass up. I know that, you know, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of boos in this fight too. I heard the crowd boo a lot on this fight too.
Yeah,
A lot of
because,
boos.
I don't know. I don't know why I understand why they boo, but it's the UFC, man.
Yeah. They
People are
want
gonna
knockouts, man.
grapple,
Yeah. They want
you
knockouts.
know.
They want the highlight
They want
film.
knockouts and they want people to
Sure.
strike each other and
Yep.
stuff,
Yep.
but I don't
Yeah.
know. It's the UFC, it's not
I hear it.
kickboxing,
I
and
hear it. Well, let's go on to the next fight. Dominic Reyes, 15-4 versus Krylin here. How did you
yeah,
see this
dude,
one,
good on
man?
Dominic
Wow.
Reyes. I
Wow.
was so happy for him getting the
Mhm.
knockout too,
Yes.
putting his
Yes.
lights out with the straight. That was awesome. He
Oof.
needed that,
Mhm.
and he won his last fight too. Who did he fight? What was his
I remember
last
who's
fight?
what. I don't remember that last fight. I have it written down, but I
I'll
can't
get it
remember
up
it.
here.
Yeah, I mean, his eyes rolled in the back of his fucking head, dude. I'm like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
well, and it was a show,
Yeah.
Krylov, he wanted to stand and bang with Reyes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
dude, Reyes has been in there with Jones, dude. You gotta be careful with the
That's what I
guy.
mean. Yep. Yep.
Jacoby, Dominic Reyes fought Dustin Jacoby, his
Okay,
last
Dustin Campbell.
bout
Okay.
in
Okay.
2024 back in
hmm
June. That was his last fight, and then before that, he won against Anthony Smith. So Dominic
Okay.
Reyes is on a 3-fight win streak now after
Okay.
coming off of a 3-fight losing streak. So he lost to Jones, lost to Yuri Prohaska, Then he lost
Okay.
to Ryan Spann, and now he's been coming back. You
Well,
know,
you right there. You have two of the top three guys in the division right there, Yuri and John. Well, that one there, but it's like you're on this 3 game fight win streak. I like it, man. He's progressing, and this was a
yeah,
show. This
yeah.
was a showcase, man.
And he was talking about going for the belt. You know,
Yeah.
like I was thinking about it. What do you think about Dominic Reyes and Alex Pereira? What do you think about that? I think that would be a very good
Wow.
matchup. I think that'd be very fun fight.
I kind of like that, man. I kind of like that.
Dominic, you know, especially with Pereira coming off of the belt, he's most likely going to go for the belt again, just
Yeah.
because of the hype and everything behind him.
Hmm.
But I still like. I think before Pereira gets too old, I think Reyes Pereira would be a very very fun fight.
How fast would this move him if that was a win for him, Reyes? Is that an automatic title contender right there?
No, he was talking about it. He was
Hmm.
talking about the title, but I think he needs a couple more.
Okay.
Um, especially like we never seen Dominic Reyes Khalil Roundtree. You know
Mm,
that also sounds really fun.
that's
There's a
interesting.
couple of guys in the light heavyweight division that are
Right.
here. Um, like Jamal Hill and all those guys who he probably
Hmm.
has to fight and work his way up.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I mean, Dominic Reyes has put on a performance this fight here. I mean, that God, I just love how he got the TKO there. I love it. This was a staple point for him. I mean, he made Dana open his eyes and to say like, "Oh shit, this dude could be pretty damn soon. Could be in the title run again."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If he gets a couple more wins, works his
Yeah.
way up, dude. I just hope
Mhm.
it's soon because a lot of those guys are getting old. They're in their upper
How
thirties.
well? How old is Reyes? How old is Reyes right now? Because he's 15-4. He's kind of a young dude in that division, right?
He is 35.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
35.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
You gotta think,
He's up
man.
there.
He's been in there
Yeah.
a good bit. And
Okay.
then I look up. I think Alex Pereira is like a 38.
Yeah, I think he is high, almost hitting 40. Yeah, we talked about that.
37, yeah, he's
Wow.
37. So, I would like to see that, if they could do that quickly, get Dominic Reyes up, if he can get a
Mhm.
couple more wins, and if, I mean, it all depends on the future of the UFC, and we never know what's gonna happen.
Exactly, exactly.
Um,
Yep. What was your
but yeah,
grade
it'd
on
be
this? What
awesome.
was your grade on this fight totally? As an
Great.
overall fight? Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome, man. First
Mhm.
round finish, dude. You can't get nothing better than that. They went to war with each other. They stood and they banged it out, and
Yeah.
Reyes won. He caught him, and it was very good. I liked it. What about you? Did you enjoy it?
I did. I did. I mean, the way he fought this fight was just high IQ. And what you said is they banged together, man. He stood toe to
Yeah,
toe with. He tried to put it that way. He
yeah.
tried to, but
And Reyes
man,
got him.
that counter coming over the top when he got a leg kick to him, but he didn't stop. That didn't stop him. He just came forward, got the piece in. When excuse me, when Krylan came in, he stepped forward, and that's when he got lit up. And then as soon as he dropped, the hammer fist came in. I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
he's done. He's done. He's gone. He's gone. Yep. Well, let's move on to the other one here. A lot of beef with this one, man. Silva versus Mitchell, man.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
Silva. I was
wow.
very impressed. We
Yes.
both went for Mitchell in that fight.
Yes. Sure
I
did.
thought that Mitchell was going to get the upper hand.
Hmm.
God was not on Mitchell's side that day.
No, no. First,
Gene
first it was no
Silva
glove
shut
touch. It
him
was
the
no,
fuck
yeah.
up.
It was no glove touch, which we
No
expected. Just
glove
like you
touch.
said, we expected that. The beef is there; it's real. No glove touch. Because who
Gene
was it?
Silva
Was it
played
Silva that
with
put his
his
hand up?
food.
Was it? Yeah. Was it Silva that put his hand up? Like, are you
Yeah,
going to
he
touch
put
her?
his hand
Yeah,
up,
he did. He
and
did.
then
Yep.
and Bryce Mitchell was like, "No, fuck you,"
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
Which Bryce Mitchell was. That's understandable. He was
Hmm.
standing on business, but I don't know, man. Gene Silva shut him up. I mean, now Bryce Mitchell has to be
Wow.
very careful because if you're going to talk the talk, you got to be able to walk the walk, and he did not walk the walk that night. And
No, he
he
didn't.
got ninja choked by Gene Silva, and Gene Silva played with him that whole time. Gene Silva was
Yeah.
trying to make it an entertaining fight,
Well,
and
what did he have? Like three? He had three ninja choke attempts, didn't he? Throughout the whole thing.
yeah, and then he got him in the last
Within
one.
7 minutes. 7 minutes, he
Yeah.
had three attempts. Like, damn.
Yeah, and he actually there's one point in the fight where he pointed at Mauricio Rufy,
Mhm.
and who just got a spinning wheel
Yes. Yes.
kick off of King Green, and then he
Mhm.
pointed at Mauricio Rufy, and then attempted a spinning
Yes.
kick on
Yeah, I
Bryce
was wondering
Mitchell.
like
Was
who he
pretty
was. Yeah, when
funny.
he did that, he pointed over there, and the next thing you know, it was just like bam. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
shit, okay. I mean, there's a thing with playing. My mom told me never play with your fucking food, But
Yeah.
Silva played with his food tonight, man. I mean,
I don't know, man. Gene Silva's got to be careful, though. You know that says a lot about Gene Silva, and it also
yeah,
says a lot about Bryce Mitchell. You know, like Bryce, you're a
hmm
ranked guy. You need to be able to take on
yeah,
dudes like this. But then again, holy shit, Bryce Mitchell was a ranked dude. Gene Silva went in there and fucked him up. Wait, but
yeah,
if Gene Silva does that to other featherweights, I don't
hmm
know, man. He's gotta because when he goes up against guys like Josh Emmett, Lerone Murphy,
yeah,
you're a big fan of Lerone Murphy, and he just
yeah,
came off of a win against Josh Emmett. You know, those are the next guys that Gene Silva
hmm
may potentially be fighting with. If
agree.
he tries to do what he's been doing in his past 2 fights, like the last one, he was like messing around with the dude and
He's
like,
gonna get caught. He's gonna get caught. He's gonna get
well,
caught.
yeah, because these guys are killers, man. You know,
Yes.
you can't be in the cage messing around with Josh Emmett. You
No.
know,
No.
anything. You know, even though he lost his last fight to Lerone Murphy,
hmm
he did very well.
Yeah.
It was very close, in my opinion. And
Agree.
you know, if Gene Silva goes up against some of these guys, you know, he can't play with his food like he did Bryce Mitchell. He should take it a lot more seriously, and which I
hmm
hope he does, and he probably will. You
Yeah.
know, they're not called the fighting nerds for no reason.
Yeah.
Um, but
Well,
yeah, I can't wait to see more of Gene Silva, and
mhm.
we'll see what happens to Bryce Mitchell, man.
Well,
Um,
Bryce. I mean, Bryce is on his way down out of the top
yeah,
12
he's
right now. I mean, you
yeah,
know,
that was sad. That was
it
sad,
was.
dude.
It was. I mean, we both
If
took
you're gonna
Mitchell.
talk the talk, you got to sit there and walk the walk.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't walk it at all, man. He just got laid the fuck out. I'll tell you that. But
Yeah, he got put to sleep and then
mm,
barked at and humiliated by Gene Silva. He left the octagon. You know what I mean? He just got absolutely
yeah.
humiliated.
I mean,
Dominated by Gene Silva.
that's the thing, man. I mean, that was a staple point, right? The exclamation point when Silva did that, just fucking barking. I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like he walked it, he performed it, he walked it, he talked it, and then he put the exclamation at the end, like fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do
Exactly.
where do you see Silva now? I mean, where are you going to put him? I mean,
Oh, definitely in a ranked position,
mhm.
especially with what Bryce Mitchell was ranked,
Yeah, yeah, hmm
so Gene Silva definitely deserves a ranked spot. And
hmm
I don't know, he moved up pretty quick. I mean, this was his 5th finish in the UFC. I think all of
yeah,
his fights have come by finish now.
hmm
Maybe he gets a top 10 guy. What about you? What do you think? Well, what do you think is in the future for Gene Silva? What do you want to see out of him?
I think it's my next guy, Leon Murphy here.
Lerone Murphy? I don't
Yeah.
know because Josh Emmett was higher in the rankings than Bryce Mitchell. I'd rather see Emmett Silva.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm a huge
I
fan
like
of
that one.
Josh Emmett. I'm a huge fan of Josh Emmett, and
Okay.
I want to see I want to see Silva's style versus Josh Emmett's style
Okay.
because Josh Emmett had a few rounds against Lerone Murphy.
Yeah.
And Lerone Murphy is part of that new generation of fighters that can kind of do it all and has
hmm
like a super high IQ.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just stylistically, I think that would be a very, very fun fight between Josh Emmett and Gene Silva. That's my next one. That's what I'd
Who,
like
who
to
who
see.
comes out of that? Who comes out of that?
I would I would want Josh Emmett to come out of it just because I'm a huge, but that's very biased because I'm
Yeah.
a
Okay.
fan of Josh Emmett. I would
Okay.
want him to win, especially since he got a loss against Lauren Murphy.
Yeah.
I would like to get him to get one back. Um, but I don't know. I mean, if Gene Silva is who if
We've
Gene
seen this
Silva
weekend.
can, yeah, what we've
If
seen
we've seen this
before
weekend.
and
Yeah.
pull his shit together,
Yeah.
then Gene Silva may have that fight. But
Agreed.
me personally, I would like Josh Emmett to win it. But I think
Okay.
I think stylistically and entertainment wise, I think that would be a very good, fun setup.
Okay. And I agree with you too. I mean, Emmett's not going to play around. You fuck around and you want to play with your food. He'll take that food right off your fucking plate and eat yours too.
Yeah,
Murphy's the same
yeah.
way. That's why I want to see. I can agree with
He'll
both.
pick you up because Gene
Yeah.
Silva's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
Gene
Exactly.
Silva's a small dude, and Josh Emmett just picked Lerone Murphy up and slammed him.
Yeah.
Lerone Murphy's not a small guy for the
No,
featherweight division, and the
not at
featherweight
all.
division has small dudes.
Exactly. Yeah. His size. I mean, he looks like the next cat. Like a catchweight fighter that didn't
Yeah,
make weight when he fights these guys. Agree. 100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Josh
I,
Emmett picked him up and slammed him.
yeah. Exactly. I didn't think that was going to happen, but man, I love to see both those fights. I really would. Um, Man, goddamn Silva, man, he fucking walked it, dude. I tell you that. We both lost that fight, Josh. Honestly,
Yeah,
yeah, we
but
did.
that's okay. It was a well deserved loss.
Oh, definitely was. I mean, I give a solid, grade on that one there. I loved it, especially the way he came out. Especially to me, it's like the beef outside the octagon. You come in, the glove touch was there. Okay, you were gonna respect me, touch gloves. Fuck you. And then you know what? Okay, well, you know what?
Yep,
I'm
he
gonna
put to
bark at
sleep.
your ass all night. We got to sleep. Good night. See ya. Yep. All right, let's move on to the next one here, man. Pitbull made his debut in the UFC here.
Yeah,
Versus
yeah.
Yair Rodriguez, man.
Why don't you take this one? What do you how do you
Uh,
feel about this fight? What did you think about Pitbull and Yair's performance?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think Pitbull was ready for the UFC, man. Bellator is a totally different animal. I mean, to me, the first round was the most boring thing I've ever seen. Just feeling each other out, basically going that
Mhm.
way, which you knew were going to happen. You're getting a different fighting style from Pitbull. You don't know. I want to say there's really no game fight on him in the UFC that way. But honestly, dude, I just think he was outclassed. I mean, I think Yair is just a head above him, honestly.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, man, I don't know. I don't even know how you got this fight right away on a main card, honestly. You know what I mean? Now that I think about that, Josh, I'm really curious. So
I
why he
mean,
got this main card fight, Josh? Really?
you're curious. I don't know. I think Yair's I disagree. I think Yair's the perfect matchup with Patricio Pitbull coming to the
Mm-hmm.
UFC. All right, you were a Bellator champion. Let's see what you got.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
a very good record. You're a very
Mm-hmm.
renowned Bellator fighter. Very similar to Michael Chandler.
Mm.
And let's see what you have. And they gave him Yair Rodriguez, and I don't know. Pitbull's performance was very lacking, very very lacking. I agree.
Do you feel
First
that he
round,
fought not to win or not to lose? Because dude,
I don't know. He
he
fought
he, he
he fought
didn't
like a
attack.
low ranked, like
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. He fought his hype didn't match the way he fought.
Exactly. I was like the
I was
Pitbull name. I
expecting
thought he was going
more.
to come out
Yeah,
and be attacking mode, but the first round I get, but even the second, third round, Josh, he was just like,
he
okay,
looked small.
he did. He looked small, didn't he?
Against
Yes.
Yair, he looked very small.
Yes. Hmm.
I don't I don't know. I mean, we'll see what's next for him. I
Hmm.
think I think it was a well-deserved win against Yair Rodriguez. I think out
Yeah.
of this whole entire card, this was the least entertaining, but
Agreed.
it had its moments. Yair Rodriguez was throwing some very cool kicks, man.
Hmm.
He pieced up Patricio really well on the feet. But I don't know. All these other fights on this card were just so entertaining that they blew
Agreed.
this fight out of the water.
Agreed. Agreed. I want to ask you something with those. I mean, Pitbull was complaining about those little head hits in the back of the head. I mean, what did you see with
Whatever.
that?
Shut the fuck up.
That's what
Welcome
I'm
to the
saying. I'm like,
UFC.
dude, welcome to the exactly. Thank you, Josh. Welcome to the fucking UFC. I mean,
Yeah,
they
quit
were love
making
taps, dude. He wasn't fucking tapping them. I mean, he was just basically just like playing with his back of his head. That's what it looked like to me. And he's
get
gonna
good, son.
complain 3 times, and he even carried it over to the next round. Like, you seen this shit? You seen this shit?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. This ain't
Whatever.
Bellator,
Get
dude.
good. This ain't the Bellator, man. This is the real deal. This is the
Exactly.
UFC, the best of the best. This
Exactly.
isn't,
100%. Hmm.
people are in Bellator for a reason. People are in UFC for their reason. Patricio Pitbull,
Yeah.
got his debut, and this is how he
Hmm.
performed. Well, then he's going to need to fight younger ranked UFC guys, and then if
Yep.
those younger ranked UFC guys start piecing up Pitbull, then he's just done, man. He might just be
Hmm.
washed. Can't handle
Now,
UFC.
I pulled these rankings up a couple of days ago just to do some notes here. Why is
Mhm.
Pitbull still ranked in the top 10?
Because of his Bellator record. Again, like even
Is
though
that worthy? Is that worthy, Josh? Is that worthy?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
look at
Okay.
Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler came into UFC, I think, in the
Okay.
top 5. Where I think Michael Chandler's debut. I'm gonna fact check myself. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure Michael Chandler's debut was a title shot.
Mm.
I'm
I don't.
pretty sure.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Mm-hmm. Damn. That's
Hold on.
amazing. Because I'm looking at it now. I mean, he's right behind Murphy here on in the rankings between 8 and 9. Basically, is what he's at. But man, I thought he'd be out of the top 10 on this one here.
Oh
Honestly.
no, it wasn't his debut.
Was
Chandler
okay.
debuted with Dan Hooker,
Okay.
and he got him with a left hook, and he knocked out
Okay.
Dan Hooker.
Okay. Okay.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
But still, Michael Chandler,
Hmm.
he's a different beast
Oh,
than
definitely,
Pitbull
definitely.
Rodriguez.
Where do you
I
put
think
Pitbull?
Pitbull beat Michael Chandler. at one
Did he
point.
really? Wait, did he
Yeah,
really?
yeah. I'm pretty sure. I think because Michael Chandler knocked out because Pitbull and his brother
Mhm.
fought in the Bellator together, and Michael Chandler ended up knocking out his Pitbull's brother, and then was talking smack with Pitbull, and then Pitbull came back, and then he knocked Michael Chandler out in like the first round or something
Whoa,
like.
really?
I could be
Back
completely
in the
wrong.
Bellator? Back in Bellator
Yeah,
days?
back in Bellator. Yeah, back when
Oh, we
they
gotta
were
watch
both
that.
fighting
Yeah,
in Bellator, they
gotcha.
were
Okay,
both younger. You know,
gotcha.
they're now in their later 30s,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this was years
Mhm,
ago. But
mhm.
yeah, yeah, just
Where do you put
crazy.
Pitbull now? I mean, still ranked in the top 10. You know, his UFC debut. You know, when unanimous
Yeah,
decision, lost that. Where do you put? What do you
I
put
mean,
him
he
next?
fought. Where's Yair? You got the rankings
Uh,
up.
Yair's actually right behind Holloway. Actually, I have it right here. Volkanovski's a champ. Holloway, then Yair.
He's number 3 ranked.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he survived. He went to decision with a number 3 ranked UFC guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, top 10. Yeah,
Where you?
I
Yeah,
see
we
him.
did
I
top 10.
see
But
him.
where are you going to put him? Who's next for a Pitbull?
Um, who's up and coming? I mean, who else
Well,
is
you
there?
want to give him someone ahead of him, right, in the rankings, correct?
No, I'd give him somebody behind him so he can build his hype back up. You know, and
What about
somebody
Allen? What
who's
about Allen? He's behind him.
ooh, Arnold Allen.
Yeah. What about that?
Yeah, that's not bad. That's a good one because Arnold Allen's coming off of a loss right now.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
2 losses coming in. You know, hey, you top 10. This is where you belong. Next one
and
will
he
move
had
you
a
up.
good streak at one point. I think
Hmm.
it was
Hmm.
like 17-1 at one
Okay.
time.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
kind of like
like
that.
that Arnold Allen, Patricio Pitbull. What about Yair? What's next for Yair? I mean, his performance. Do
Mm,
you think he goes for the belt again? You think we see Volkanovski, Rodriguez too?
what's the story with Holloway first?
Holloway's not coming back to that weight class. He's going up to
He's already
lightweight.
made that decision. 100.
Yeah,
percent Right.
yeah, he's
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
After that fight with Taporia, he just doesn't want to. He does better when he bulked
Okay.
up for that Gaethje fight.
Okay.
It was a clear, like he made up his mind. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight
Okay.
this with Ilya. If I don't get it, then I'm moving up." And so I think that's what he's
Then
doing.
I can only see 2 ways. I mean, after that Volkanovski fight, which we'll talk about after the Patty fight, Lopes went the distance, man. I mean, he went the distance. Okay. So do
Yeah,
you want to run that back or do you get Yair? What do you want to do? I mean, it only goes 2 ways for me.
dude, Lopez Yair. I like that. I really
Really?
like
As a
that.
number one
Yeah,
contender. Make it a number one contender.
yeah.
This
Make
dude
it
right here.
number one
Okay.
contender.
Okay.
Who is the number one contender right now?
Yair. Yair
Okay,
would be because
yeah,
Holloway's
yeah.
out of the question.
Lopez
And then
Yair
Lopes
sounds
is
awesome.
two. Lopes is two then.
We'll talk about Lopez had a amazing performance in my opinion, but we'll get
Yeah.
to that later.
Mhm.
But yeah, I want to see Yair Rodriguez and Diego Lopez. That'd be absolutely awesome.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. I mean, yeah, I kind of like that as well because Lopes, man, he deserves that shit.
Stylistically,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, 100%.
stylistically, it just makes sense.
Agree. Agree. Yeah, I like that. I think that's the number one contender fight right there. You know, 1 versus 2, basically. Go ahead and knock it out. Champion gets the champ, you know.
Well,
Let's just go for it. But if that happens, Josh, who are you taking in that fight early, prelim as we talk here? Yair or Lopes? Where are you
Lopez,
going? Really?
Lopez.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Ooh.
Lopez. I think he can bounce back from this
Yeah.
Volkanovski loss, and I think
Okay.
he could go for the title again. I think Lopez can be a future champion. I really do. I really the way he fights,
Mhm.
his hype. I think yeah, yeah, that's what I think.
I think if he, I believe in, I was what you said there. I do believe he can be a champ. But my thing is, man, he needs to let it all loose when he's in the fucking ring, dude. I mean, we'll get to that fight, but I thought he could be a little bit more striking ability, man. Because there's a couple, times in that fight, I'm just like, why aren't you throwing, dude? Why aren't you throwing here? You got Volk on the ropes here. Why aren't we throwing here? But I do agree with you, man. I like that Yair fight with the Lopes. I really do. Making a number one contender fight. If that happens, when you're looking at maybe next year, possibly, or are we going to do with this in this year?
Yeah, yeah. Give Volk some rest. You know, give
Okay.
Diego some rest after this, and then
Mm,
yeah, next year, just put her
definitely. Okay.
together.
All right. Well, let's talk about the next fight, man.
Yeah,
Your boy, Patty Pimblett
Patty the baddie.
and Michael Chandler. Dude,
Him,
wow.
Patty
Wow.
Pimblett, and Gene Silva had the 2 best performances of the main
Agreed.
card out of
Agreed.
everybody.
Yes.
I think they
Mm,
got the performance of the night's bonus, each of
yeah.
them. They both got finishes.
Hmm.
What Patty Pimblett did to Michael Chandler, I think he immediately deserves a top 10 contender. I think he needs what he was calling for: Gaethje, Sarukian, Oliveira. I think he's ready for those guys. I think
Wow.
one more fight in the top 5, and I think
Mhm.
he's fighting Islam for the belt. Which
Well,
I
right.
don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's Islam's fighting next because we were just talking last week about how
Mhm.
Tapori is in here now.
Yes.
Um, so like there's so much going on in the lightweight division. Like, what do you do? Who's Islam's next fight? I mean, you got Gaethje coming off of a win. You got Charles coming off of a win. You got Paddy coming off the win, and you have Ilya moving over.
Yeah.
Like they're just the lightweight division so stacked. Do you have these guys fight each other, or like do you just
Mm.
throw them at Islam one at a time? Like how are we gonna do this?
I tell
Dude,
you what.
Patty, dude, I don't know that what he did to
Mm.
Michael Chandler, and Michael Chandler's past fights has been Dan Hooker,
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje,
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier, Charles DuBronx Oliveira, dude,
Hmm.
the baddest men in the lightweight division,
Yeah.
and Patty Pimblett fucked him up faster and
Yeah.
better than all of those other guys. I think Charles Oliveira got him. I think with the knockout in the second round, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I think Patty did more damage. I think he fought him with a very good IQ, and my future matchup, if I could have Patty fight anybody, it would be Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira
Wow.
coming off
Okay.
of a win against Michael Chandler.
Excuse me.
Patty
Okay.
Pimblett, it just beat Michael Chandler. I want to see Oliveira and
Mm.
Patty go at it, and then I want to see I want to see Oliveira and Patty go at it, and then who the winner of that is next up for whoever's fixing to fight Islam. I think Islam gets a fight against somebody upcoming, and then I think Oliveira should fight Patty, and then Patty Oliveira fights for the belt.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
First I got to tell you, Josh.
yeah,
You opened my eyes to Patty, dude. I mean, I know what he is, but god damn, dude, talk about a dude that's an eye opener, dude. Just like you said, Chandler's fought the dudes, the gauntlet in this division here,
yeah,
and the way Patty just fucking beat the shit out of him, KO'd his ass with some serious punches there. I was like, God damn, this dude is legit. And yeah, Josh, I was about to call you and say, Josh, you're fucking right. This dude belongs in the top 5. But
yeah.
I'll tell you what. How do you feel about this? After the fight was over, there was a lot of words said with him and Dustin Poirier in the back, man.
Was there really? I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention too
it was
much to
all over
that.
Twitter. Where I don't want to say, I don't want to script the words here. Patty was on there saying something like he was coming back, and he was actually talking. I forgot who it was, one of the other fighters from another division, and Poirier walked by with his wife, and he's like, you fucking fight scrubs, you fucking fight scrubs," and he was like, "You lost your last fucking 3 fights. Who the fuck are you?" He's like, "Anytime, anywhere." He's like, "Name the date, name the date." And then Dustin was like, "You ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my time." He called me. He
Yeah.
called me. What do you call him? Some kind of like one of those words, like an English bitch or something like that. Is what he said. I was
Yeah.
like, "Damn." Do you think? Do you think? I mean, I don't want him to see. I don't want him to see it with Poirier. I don't want to see it. Don't want to see it.
So Poirier is retiring after his last fight. He's been
Mhm.
posting stuff all over his Instagram. I
Right.
think Pimblett Poirier came up in the past,
Hmm.
and I think Dustin Poirier posted something like legends only. Like Dustin's last fight is gonna be legends only. I think people were talking about Dustin fighting Paddy or Dustin fighting Ilya, but Dustin said legends only. But
Mm.
who the fuck else is there for Dustin to fight? Dustin's again. He's fought Gaethje. He's fought Chandler. He's fought Islam. He's fought Charles DuBronx. Dude,
Yeah.
he's fought every. He already fought all the legends. I
Mm.
think. I think. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't
My
want to
thing.
see Dustin fight Patty. I think he would lose. I think Dustin would lose against Patty all day.
I think so too. I think so too. I think there's a clear winner on that one. I think it's Patty as well. But you look at these rankings here, okay? Islam's a champ, of course. Just like you said, we don't know when he's going to fight again. What about Arman? Where does he fit into all this?
Armin, Dana
Hmm?
said something about Armin restarting. Because
Really?
of that pulling out. Yeah, he's got to work his way
Okay.
back up. I think Armin's gonna have to fight. I mean, he could be. I mean, we could be seeing Patty Pimblett, Armin Sarukian.
Hmm.
But why isn't Armin like number 2?
Yeah, he's still ranked number 2, right? As the number
Who's
1
number
contender.
one?
He
Who's
is the
number
number
one
1. He's
contender?
the number 1 contender.
Oh,
Armin,
Armin. All right,
trying to think
Armin is
he's
number
number
one
1. Yep.
contender.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
then, since Armin's number one contender, I
mhm.
think Paddy. I think Paddy's probably going to be fighting somebody before Armin.
Okay. Well, then
Um,
you got New Bronx, Oliveira at 2. You got
yeah,
Gaethje, and then Poirier, and Pimlet's right
yeah,
behind them. So he's in the top 5
dude. I don't know.
automatically.
I don't know, dude. And then there's another name we're not talking about, Ilya
Ilya.
Topuria. And he
You're
was
gonna
just
you're gonna throw him
talking.
right to the wolves. You're gonna throw him right to the wolves in this
Yeah,
division
well,
to
he
give him
was
his time?
talking on Rogan. He was talking
Okay.
on Rogan about how when he was making a deal with the UFC,
Hmm.
vacating his title, UFC said that they would give him a title shot.
Okay.
Um, that's his next fight. That his next fight is going to be for the title. But
Okay.
are
Okay.
they going to throw Islam? Like, are they going to throw somebody? Are they going to throw Armin to Islam first, and then the winner of that fights Ilya? Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
The lightweight division right now is so stacked, and and guys are getting old,
Yeah.
and there's so many just killers and bad people we want to see fight for the belt. I still want to see Gaethje fight for the belt because Gaethje's
Ooh.
never fought. He hasn't fought Islam yet. That's the one guy that Islam hasn't fought is
Hmm.
Justin Gaethje,
Okay. Okay.
and even though I don't think Gaethje would win, I
Mhm.
still want to see it because who who doesn't want to see Justin Gaethje versus Islam Makhachev? Look at
Yeah.
what happened with Dustin Poirier and Islam. That was one of the most entertaining lightweight
Agree. Agree.
fights. You know
Agree.
what I mean? I think he got Darce choked in the fourth or fifth
Fourth
round,
round. Yeah. I think it was
but
fourth round.
it was so entertaining.
Agree.
It was
Agree.
so fucking
Mhm.
fun, and I think I don't know, man. The
And
lightweight division, we don't know what's going to happen.
yeah. I mean, this is. I mean,
I think it's so unpredictable.
you got 8 killers in this division. You
Yeah,
really do, man. And I
yeah,
agree with you
and
too.
they've
With
been
yeah.
fighting each other for the past decade almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It's like a
know?
round. It's like a round table basically. Who's next? Who's
Yeah,
moving up?
like
Who's
people
moving down?
can't
Yeah.
come up and then like the only person who's been able to come up and start fighting these guys is Patty. You know,
Yes.
he just
Hmm.
beat Michael Chandler and now we'll see. We'll see what he does.
Agree.
Man, I don't know. Well, all right, now that we talked about Patty, what about Michael Chandler? Where do
Isn't
we
it
see
okay?
him now with his
Let
career?
me just say this. Isn't it weird not to see Chandler in the top 10 in this division first? It's weird to me. It's weird, man. But you know,
Nah,
hey,
he's
listen,
getting old.
the
He
way he's
fucked
lost
up.
his last fights, he's got to be out of there.
He
He's got to
fucked
be
up
out.
taking those 2 years off, man.
Yeah.
He'd probably
Mhm.
be in a completely different position than he is
Agree.
now because
Agree.
he spent 2 of his good fighting years
Hmm.
waiting for the Connor fight, which
Exactly. Yep.
was not
Yep.
worth it. No matter what the
Yep.
dollar bill the Connor fight was gonna be, it was not worth taking those 2 years off because he may have ruined his career doing that. I don't know where we
Mm,
see him now. Now he's probably gonna be fighting up and coming contenders. And with the way he fights and the way these new guys coming up in lightweight division,
mhm.
you can't be running at them and doing and fighting the way Chandler does with these up and comers. These up and
Yeah.
comers are getting ready for Islam. You
Exactly.
know, these up and comers are getting ready for Charles Oliveira. These up and comers are getting ready for Justin Gaethje. You
Hmm.
know, you can't be trying to be the most entertaining fighter and then going for the belt at the same time. It just doesn't work like
Hmm.
that. You
Also
know.
says only the BMF title, BMF or title. Otherwise, Poirier wouldn't take that fight. What do you think about that? I mean, we talked about a legend. Do you go
Well,
ahead and give him the bad motherfucking title? Do you give a shot at that? What do you do?
who? Michael Chandler?
No, Poirier. Poirier.
Oh, Poirier for the
Hmm.
BML for the
Yeah.
BMF.
Hmm.
Uh, who holds it right now? Max Holloway.
Holloway has it, I still believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Okay.
You know what
Okay.
else would be really cool? I mean, even though Michael Chandler, even though he is coming off his losses, and
Hmm.
I was talking smack. I think Michael Chandler going for the BMF belt sounds really fun. What do you
That's
think about
entertaining.
that?
That's
Michael
entertaining.
Chandler,
That's
Max
entertaining.
Holloway.
Dude, I will watch that fight
That'd be
anytime.
very fun.
Hell yeah, I agree with that. I love that fight, man. Just hell yeah, give me that fight
Poirier
all
Max
day.
Holloway would be fun, but Poirier's already beat Max Holloway twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fighting him for the third just doesn't make sense. Then again, Max Holloway did fight Volk 3 times. So
Yeah. It's true. It's true. And you know what? I want to go back here real quick. I agree with you said about Ilya because he deserves that shot. I mean, if it's in the contract, you got to abide by that. It's the same thing
yeah,
with Pierre, man. When he moves up, he would get that first shot too, wherever he goes to. Relinquish that belt to two division champ. I think it's the same way with Ilya. But man, Islam, Arman, possibly right there, maybe.
Mhm.
Oliveira, man. I mean, I think Oliveira and Ilya get the top
Olive
shot. I love that right there.
yeah.
Oliveira and Ilya Topuria. I like that fight right away. I like that one.
Oliveira and Ilia Topuria.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't wanna see Oliveira get knocked out by Ilia Topuria.
Okay, okay,
That'd be so I'd cry.
put the heart away. Put the heart away, Josh. Put the heart away, though.
Um,
Is that a fight, though? Is that a fight you
yeah,
want?
that's one hell of a
Oh,
fight.
man.
But
Yes.
what about Topuria Pimblett? They have bad blood between each other
Oh,
already,
shit.
you know,
Okay,
especially
if you're Torpedo, would Ilya, would you take that fight knowing that Patty's the future possibly of this division behind Islam? Do you take that fight as your first fight coming into
in
this division?
my personal opinion,
Mhm.
if you're going to vacate a title and move up to a division, I think that you should work your way up. I don't
I
think you
agree.
should
I
just
agree.
instantly
Yes.
go, unless you've made an agreement. But I think Ilya Taporia should be working his way up from the top
Okay.
5. Not
Okay.
from the top 10, but if I were to have it, Ilya would be fighting like Paddy Pimblett. He'd be fighting Dustin Poirier before
Okay.
he would get a
Okay.
title shot.
Okay.
But we heard him on a podcast say that he's probably getting his next fight is probably going to be that title.
I agree with you 100%. I think, top 5, you gotta work your way into. These dogs have been,
Yeah.
the
You
gauntlet
think he's
here.
got to work his way up?
I do. I put him at 6 right in front of Dan Hooker there. I'll probably put him at
Yeah.
6 right behind Patty. In your first fight, you're not gonna get top 5. Hey,
Oh
Patty right here.
shit, Dan Hooker. What
Yeah,
about? Oh, I just thought, dude, there's so many good matchups in the lightweight division.
it is.
Paddy
I mean,
Pimblett, Dan
you
Hooker.
you
That
can't go
sounds
wrong.
so
You
fun.
cannot go wrong in this
No,
division.
you can't
Yeah.
go wrong with
No.
anybody in this division in the top
Mhm.
5 fighting anybody in the top 5 is
Yeah.
just a money maker, and is just I don't know.
And you're adding
We
Ilya to
could
this
sit here
division,
and
you
make
know what I
fights
mean?
all day long in the lightweight
Exactly,
division.
exactly.
All
Hell
day
yeah.
long, we can
You can
fucking sit here and
you
make
can
fights.
make an entire main card of the UFC pay-per-view on the lightweight division.
He's the new
Also,
Jim Miller, Clay
what
Guida.
do you think about I agree, Chandler's cooked, dude. He's done, but is he the new Jim Miller? Or is he? What do you feel about that, man? What do you feel?
No. I
Does he
don't
have
think
something
so.
left? Does he have something left, Josh?
Yeah, I think he has something
Really?
left.
Okay.
He might I think he's more of the Kevin Holland guy. I think
Mm,
not like
okay.
Clay Guida, Jim Miller. I don't
Okay.
think he's right there. I think he's more of like the Kevin Holland types. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
he's
Okay.
probably going to be gatekeeping now for
Yeah.
until he's retires, and he's probably just going to go down as well as the most entertaining UFC fighter. And
Okay.
he's probably just going to end up gatekeeping like Kevin Holland. He's probably going to win some, lose some, have a couple entertaining fights.
Okay.
He'll probably, how old is Chandler? He's another one of those guys in his late 30s, ain't he?
I think he's upper 30s. Got to be like 37, 38,
He's
right?
38. So,
38.
dude,
Yeah.
he's got
Yeah.
like, I don't know, but he's in tremendous shape for 38 years old. He
Yeah.
may, 4 more years, he's definitely in the Jim Miller, Clay Guida
Ooh,
category.
damn. Damn.
4 more years.
Well,
But
okay,
right now,
you're outside the top 10 here, Chandler wise. Let's speak about him
yeah.
real quick. I don't know where he's not even in the top 10. I just wrote down top 10 here. 9 is Nagomedov. 10 is Gamrot. Do you have him fight one of those guys and move your ass back in the top 10?
That'd be fun, dude. Dude, Chandler Gamrot. Gamrot's a very entertaining fighter.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be very fun. Yeah, dude.
Because
Let's
you got
Chandler fight
Moicano in
Gamrot.
front of them two, then you got Hooker, then Pimlet. I mean, then you're getting your top 6 is dogs right there. I can
Yeah.
see him fighting a Moicano, Nurmagomedov, or a Gamrot. That's where I see him fighting.
Oh, dude, Chandler Moicano. Dude, that's another good one. Chandler Moicano.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds very fun.
Shit,
Even though Moicano's
Dana needs to get on. Dana get on the ball with this shit. I mean, I'm ready
Dude,
for a
that's
light
what I'm
up
saying, dude.
pay-per-view.
We could spend all day long
Oh
with
yeah,
lightweight division just saying
Mhm.
like these people should fight these people. Dude,
Exactly,
all day we
exactly.
could spend doing that.
Man, like I said, man, it could be an entire pay-per-view in the lightweight division. Honestly, I mean, this division is so damn stacked. We've said it since we've been doing this show. It's amazing, and man, I tell you what, I'll ask you one thing because I know you're a big Patty fan here.
Yeah.
When does he carry the strap, Josh? When and where? Who does he beat?
As long as Islam Makhachev is
I
holding
agree.
the belt, I don't
Agree.
think anybody's gonna have it. I think unless Islam vacates it and moves up to welterweight, I
Okay.
don't think anybody's gonna be able to get it. But if Islam moves up, I think Paddy can totally get the belt. I think he could totally get it. But as long as Islam's there, I
Mhm.
think he's the king. I think nobody gets it.
Agree. Who I agree with you 100% about that. Islam is the GOAT, right now. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody can beat him. But out of this from 1 to 10, Josh, you're the booker right here. One fight before Islam vacates, moves up. Who has the best shot in this division? I want to say win, possibly contend with Islam. Who is it?
Um, Arman Sarukian. Armin Sarukian,
Mm, okay.
probably. I mean, he's number
Okay.
one contender for a reason.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I think it would be Islam's toughest fight out of everybody. I think Poirier was a very tough fight for Islam.
Hmm.
Um, but I think Armin Sarukian is the toughest fight
Okay.
for Islam.
Okay. How does Patty match up with Armand Tarzugin? How do you see match up?
I don't know. Patty's got to work his way up. I mean, I would love to see Patty Armin, but matching up against them, I
Yeah.
don't know. I'd have to see it.
Yeah. You're not going to jump Poirier. You're not going to jump Oliveira. You're not going to jump
No,
those
you're
dudes
not
right out of
jumping those
five. You're
guys.
not
He
jumping
called
those
those
guys.
guys out. He
Yeah.
said those are who I want. I want top 5, and then
Yep. Yep.
he deserves it.
And you're exactly right with this division. This division here is a gauntlet, 1 through 7. Basically, you got to work your way up. You ain't getting in there winning one fight and moving all the way up and calling your shots. This division is totally stacked. Where, hey, I'm the next motherfucker in line. The
Yeah.
rotation is this way. You got to beat me to jump me. You jump me, then you jump the next guy until we get to the GOAT Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree, man. But kudos to Patty, man. He fucking wow. He opened
Mm-hmm.
my eyes up, dude, big time, man. But he's the best on the mic, dude. I love him on the mic. His comments on the mic,
Yeah,
before
he's
that,
very
I
good
love
on
him.
the mic.
I mean, he has no fucking qualm
He's
about him.
got
He'll say what he
superstar
wants.
value.
He
That's
does.
what
He does.
everybody says. He could be the next Connor.
Yeah, I heard it on a podcast. He is the next Conor McGregor on the mic, lovable,
Yeah.
social media king. I agree, man. He's just a hot take waiting to happen on anything he says. But all right, let's move on to this main event here. The interim title here, Volkanovski versus Lopes. Wow. I'll let you have this one, Josh. Talk about this one.
Yeah, dude. I thought it was awesome. It was a very entertaining fight.
Yeah.
Volk won by
Unanimous.
running away
Mhm. Yep.
and counterpunching. That's
Mhm.
how he won. He
It
won
was strategic. It was
by
strategic. It was an
dude.
IQ fight. It was an IQ fight.
Lopez pushed him the whole
Yeah.
fight. Lopez was backing him up. He
Mhm.
just couldn't get him. He got him in the second round, and everybody's
Yeah.
hearts dropped. They're like,
Mhm.
"Oh no, not again!" And then
Yeah.
Volk recovered and got back, and he got the dub. But you saw at the end there, dude. Volk was beaten.
He was.
Diego Lopez's performance was
Yeah.
very impressive. Very
Mhm.
impressive, especially with getting the knockdown in the second round. And then in the fifth and final round, Lopez was sitting there like, let's fucking go, like
Yes.
pointing up the
And
ground
and Volk
while
ran away. Volk ran.
Volk,
Volk
Volk
ran.
was running, which
Yeah.
is super smart.
It is. Definitely is. Yeah. Yeah.
You got knocked out in your past 2 fights.
Mhm.
He just dropped you in the second round. Why
Yep.
are you gonna? What happens if Volk's like, fuck it, let's pull him Max Holloway, stand in the middle
Yep.
for the
Yep.
last 10 seconds and bang it out, and gets knocked out. Volk restarts again and is not fighting for the. Volk's probably
Mhm.
not getting a title shot his next
No.
fight. He played it super smart,
Mhm.
and Lopez, even though he lost, dude, it was so entertaining. Lopez did so good.
Yeah.
Volk was battered and beaten at the end of that fight. And one thing I thought was very impressive about Lopez is towards the end, Lopez didn't look tired. I think Volk looked more tired than
Yeah.
Lopez did, and that says a lot because Volk's like a cardio machine.
Exactly. Mhm.
But our Alexander the Great, what a comeback, what a fucking comeback,
Yeah.
what a dominant man,
Agree. Agree.
Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
Mhm. My thing with this fight, it was a perfect fight. 5 rounds. Just like you said in the second round, man. Your heart dropped at a point there when Lopes got him. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
oh
think
shit.
everybody's heart did.
Yeah.
Even if you
Man.
even the people betting on Lopez were like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit!"
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win this. We're gonna fucking win. We're
Yeah,
gonna cash out. But
yeah.
you're right. I mean, second round, but in that fifth round, to me, Volkanovski, just like you said, he slipped, he moved, he precise
Mhm.
striking. It was an IQ fight, man. A guy that's been in there so long, fought the best guys in the division, hands down, fighting everybody. His IQ showed this fight, Josh.
Oh yeah.
His IQ
Well, he
was
had
that
to. He
tough.
had to play this fight smart, man.
Mhm.
Diego Lopez. I don't know.
He can
And
be a
like
killer.
that
He can
was
be a killer.
very
One punch or gone.
he
Mhm,
is. Yeah,
mhm,
he is a killer. He
mhm.
is a killer. And Volk did good, man. He played the
I agree.
IQ game.
Mhm. And you know what? We heard a lot of boos in a couple other fights, but I'll tell you what, I heard a couple boos in that fifth round, the last 20 seconds of the fight, because we wanted that Holloway 15-second, memorial thing that we seen. But I tell you
Yeah,
what,
that wasn't a risk Volk was gonna take.
no, no, I was sitting here with my friend watching. He was like, "Oh shit, we're gonna get a Holloway." I'm like, "No, fucking Volk's gonna run. Volk's
Yeah,
gonna
he's gonna
move.
run
He's
away.
gonna go on that
He
side of the
knows he's
octagon."
winning. He
Exactly.
knows he's outstruck. He
Yep.
knows
Yep.
he got him in the striking. Yeah, that Volk
Mhm.
did that very smart. He
Yep.
did that very smart.
Because I was telling him, I was like, you don't want a Leon Edwards kick hurt around the world. You don't want a fucking Max Holloway last five
Yeah,
seconds
last
knock you the
second
fuck out.
knockout.
Not at all. You're gonna play IQ here. You did it for 5 rounds, but Josh, I I didn't even know this about Lopes. Did you notice this? He constantly does this.
Yeah, yeah. He
He
did
has some
that.
kind of
I
injury when
noticed
he was
that
a
in the
kid.
Dan
Yeah.
Ige fight.
Hmm.
Yeah, he got into a car crash. He was talking about
Yeah.
it after the Dan Ige fight. I noticed.
Exactly.
He was
Yeah.
like, "Why is he
Hmm.
touching his Adam?" I thought he
Yeah.
was like rubbing his Adam's apple or
Hmm.
something like that. But I know he's getting like an itch, and it's like a tick
Yeah.
or whatever that he does.
Do you
Yes.
think? Do you think that's a? I know it's a tick. Of course. Sometimes you get that shit like that, but
No.
to me, man, if I'm an IQ fighter, that's a perfect opportunity for a strike to me because certain pinpoints of the fight, you're going to be doing this. As
What are
soon
you
as you do
saying?
that,
So like as soon as Volk Lopez goes to do this, you think Volk
yeah.
should like take advantage of
I
it?
mean, you're not crowning your face anymore. You got one hand. That opposite hand on that same side when you're doing this. That's a legitimate strike right there. And you got some fast fucking strikers. You give them
Yeah.
a 1-2 on that hand blocking, you're automatically
Honestly,
going to
man,
block. How do you feel
honestly,
about that?
I disagree
Okay.
because Diego Lopez has done it in every single fight.
Yes.
None,
Yes.
and
Yes.
if you're a fighter and you're gonna sit there and watch tape and you're gonna be a guy that's looking for looking
Repetition,
for
like a repetition thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
or points of entry, or like,
Mhm.
oh, he has this habit, so if I can do this while he does
Agreed.
that,
Agreed.
you know, and these fighters haven't taken advantage of that tick, even Volk,
That's true. That's true.
um,
And high IQ fighter like Bull couldn't take
yeah,
advantage of that too. Yeah, I
you
agree with
know,
that one. Yeah.
and taking a risk, what if they're like, okay, his hands are down. Viego Lopez, dude, he's dangerous. He
He's
dropped
quick, man.
Volk
He's
in
quick
the
with us. He's
second
a quick
round.
striker. Yeah, he's a quick striker. I mean, some of those hits were
So
just like,
so what's
so
saying
bad.
Volk thinks he can get it, and then
Hmm.
Diego's just like, just gets him.
Yeah.
Um,
And I tell you what, man, Lopes, he does not have a glass jaw, dude. This dude has a fucking
no,
steel
no,
fucking
Volk hit
jaw,
him with
man.
crazy shit.
Yes. Yes.
Volk's
God.
a heavy hitter for that
Hmm.
division, and
Hmm.
yeah, he did
Yeah.
good. He did
Yeah. I
good.
agree. I agree.
They both did great. What do you think we see from Lopez? What do you think we
Well,
see
I
from
mean,
him?
here's the rankings. With Holloway out of the division, we got Volk number one, the champ. We got Yair two. We have Lopes at two now. Yair's
We
one.
just said
Lopes
fucking
is
Yair.
two. So what do we see? Does Yair get the
Yeah, we
jump
were just talking
automatic?
about that. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were just talking about
Hmm.
Yair Lopez. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think that should be the Yair Lopez. That should be the next title contingency fight. The winner of that gets to fight Volk again for the title. But Volk doesn't have
Ooh,
too much more in him, I don't
that's what
think.
I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean, man. I mean, I don't know
You
how long we
know,
got left of him left. That's the thing.
yeah. I mean, he won that fight against Diego Lopez, but he still got beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
Who knows
Yeah.
what's going to happen in the next one? Maybe he fights Diego again, and Diego can get him.
I mean, now looking back at we talked about the Volkanovski who's ego with Yair here. I'm going to do this. Lopes deserves a run back in my eyes. He definitely
You
deserves a
think
run
so?
back. I think he
You don't
does.
think somebody deserves to fight Lopez for the contingency?
Only person I can put in there is Yair Rodriguez. That's the only person
Yeah,
I can put in. But to
and
me,
Yair already fought. Both those guys already fought Volk now. You
that's
know,
what. Yeah, I guess it's just clear to put 1-2 Rodriguez and Lopes together, right?
yeah,
Because you
I
can't
think
you
so.
can't give Rodriguez or Lopes Ortega or Masvidal. You can't give those two. You can't downgrade it. You got to give them a positive
No,
next
yeah,
man up fight, right? Okay, okay,
yeah.
man. God damn. Is Volk back? Yes or no?
For now,
For now, for now,
for
for
now,
now.
man. I mean,
Yeah.
he's getting up there, dude. He's pretty
Ah,
old.
I mean,
We can still see him fighting.
cardio king. I get that, but
Yeah.
I
How old
don't
is
know,
Volk?
man.
Let's see. How
Lopes,
old is Volkanovski?
damn, yeah, I think he's damn near what? He's got to be high 30s, right?
He is 36.
Okay, well,
I mean, a
damn,
lot of these guys are,
high 30s. Yeah, still.
yeah.
Wow, wow. Damn. All right, let's play matchmaker in the featherweight one more time. Volkanovski the champ. You're gonna put Lopez and Rodriguez, right?
Yeah,
When number one.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, winner of Lopez Rodriguez gets Volk. I see that
Okay,
happen.
okay. Damn. Well, I mean, what was your overall grade? I got a solid A for 314. I got a solid A overall.
Yeah. Best pay per view of the year so far.
Hmm.
Out of all of them,
Hmm.
every fight was entertaining.
Agree.
We've had a couple pay per views this year
Oh
that
God,
honestly weren't worth
waste
the
of money.
$80.
Yeah, waste
Yeah,
of money.
this one was actually worth the
Hmm.
money.
Yep. Well, I know, we talked about 314 here. We don't have any UFC fights this week, but you mentioned backstage the next fight, 315. What's your main fight on that one? How you feel about this one coming up?
Ah, shit! I completely.
I'm
Who's
not. My,
fighting?
my apologies. My apologies.
No. It's all right. It's all right. I'm blanking on who's fighting. We're
No problem.
literally just talking about it. Bilal versus Jack Della Maddalena. Um, I don't know. That's a good one, dude. I think Bilal gets it.
I
I
agree.
think Bilal gets it.
Hmm.
Shavkat pulled out of that one.
I'm pissed
Shavkat
off
was
about that.
supposed to
I'm
be,
really pissed off about that. I want
yeah,
to see Shafkan Rahman. I want to see him. I want to see this dude, man. I want to see
yeah,
him again. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. After that Ian Gary fight, he kind of lost a little bit of aura there.
Steam. Yeah. A lot of
You
steam he
know,
lost.
he
Big
lost a
time.
lot of
Hmm.
steam against Ian
Hmm.
Gary. Ian Gary took him to the distance because
Yeah.
he had 18 fights and 18 finishes
18
or
and 0 right
something
away.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Hmm.
18-0,
Yeah.
and Ian Gary was the first guy he took to a decision, and that says
Yeah.
a lot about Ian Gary. And I
Exactly.
think Ian Gary is fighting Carlos
Carlos
Prates.
Prates. Yeah. Carlos Prates. Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's a free fight. That's going to be awesome. That's a main of that's a pay-per-view main card like
Hmm.
fight in my opinion. Carlos Prates and Ian Gary. That's
Wait,
not
no.
make
Is it Prates fighting Machado?
yeah, that's Ian Gary.
Okay, that's right. I wrote it down differently. Okay, I was like, what the hell am
Yeah,
I talking
yeah,
about here?
yeah. Ian
Yeah,
Machado Gary.
because I think we got Anthony Smith on the card too. I think I forgot who he's fighting or
Do
something
we
like that.
really? Anthony Smith is fighting again?
Yeah, he's fighting some. I think it's Zhang Ming or something. Zhang Ming Yang or something like that. I think he's fighting. I think he's the not the co-main event, but he's on that card as well. I think Anthony. I think I seen Anthony Smith's name on that
Is he?
card.
I
I
don't
think he
think
was.
so. I don't see
I
him
thought he
on there.
was. I thought he was. I thought
He
Anthony
might
Smith.
be UFC 316.
Is it? Because it might have been 316. I was looking at because I did see Anthony Smith. I think he's fighting Zhang Yang or something like that. I thought it was. Thought it was. Thought it was. I have to look that up though.
Yeah, okay, so that
Is it?
is
Okay.
yeah, that's the Ian Gary and Carlos Prates card.
Okay. So
Yeah,
it is
he is the
315. It's 315.
co-main.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Anthony
Okay.
Smith, dude. Anthony
Yeah.
Lionheart Smith.
Hmm.
What a crazy guy.
Yeah. I like this card, but I'll tell
Dude,
you
you
what,
ever
man.
seen the video? One of my most favorite videos ever is when Anthony Smith was fighting Johnny Walker, and
Hmm.
Anthony Smith was like, "You're attacking my family," and then Johnny Walker
I
is
didn't see
like,
that. I didn't
"What?"
see that. I didn't see that.
Johnny Walker's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then Anthony Smith is like, "You're attacking my family." And like it was fucking
Wait.
hilarious.
Was it like a press conference?
No, it was in the middle of the octagon, dude. There,
Oh,
it
I
was
gotta
the
go
middle
back.
of
I have
them
to go back
fighting
and
each
watch
other.
that. I
You
gotta go
gotta
back and
watch
watch
it,
that.
dude. Johnny Walker versus Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith is talking to Johnny Walker, and he's like, "You're coming for my family," and Johnny Walker's confused. He's like, "What? Hey,
What
man,
the
like,
fuck are you talking
you need to
about?
chill the fuck out, dude. Like, are you okay? Like, do we need to stop this fight, dude? Like, are you all there?" No, that was
I'm gonna
hilarious.
kill you. You're fucking with my family. I'm coming after you. That would fuck me up. Like,
Yeah,
what
it's
the
pretty
fuck
much.
are you
I
talking
guess.
about?
I guess it was like a tactic or whatever. He was trying to get into that headspace, but I
Hey,
just
I
think it
don't
was
know, man.
hilarious. I
Definitely.
just think it was funny.
There's one fight I want to talk about 316, man. God, I am so ready for this Pena Harrison fight, dude. How do you see this one real quick?
Oh, Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison.
Yes. Yes. How do you
Dude,
feel about this?
I love Juliana Pena. Juliana
Me too.
Pena
Me
is
too.
one of my most favorite fighters, female
As well.
fighters.
Mine as well. Mine as well. Yep.
Fuck, dude. I'm gonna give it to Kayla Harrison though. Dude, have you
Really?
seen Kayla Harrison's back? Kayla
Oh, dude,
Harrison is
she's
not a
fucking
woman.
like God.
Like,
She's not
yeah,
here.
like
No,
she
no,
is
she's
a
not.
fucking I
Yes.
don't know. She is
Yes.
a trained and who was talking the lioness. I'm blanking on her fucking name. That's
Amanda
very
Nunes.
Amanda Nunez.
Hmm.
Thank you very much. I can't believe
Hmm.
I blanked on Amanda Nunez's name. She said she would come back to fight Kayla
Yes,
Harrison
I
if she
love that.
won.
Yes. Hmm.
Dude, Kayla Harris and Amanda Nunes, even though Amanda Nunes has been off for like 3 years now,
Right,
but
right.
still GOAT versus GOAT, because if Kayla Harrison wins, Kayla Harrison is 17-1 or 18-1.
17,
That'll
I
make
think
her
it's was that.
19-1. That would make her the GOAT of that division.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, Amanda Nunes would have to come back to keep that GOAT status, because Amanda Nunes
agree.
is considered the greatest of all time.
All time, yeah.
As you are not, as long as Kayla Harrison is walking around and you have not beat her, you are not considered the greatest of all time, in my opinion. But
I agree. I agree.
I
I don't.
cannot wait for Juliana Pena
mm,
and Kayla Harrison, dude. Cannot wait.
I mean, I love the presser. The teaser already. The press conference they had. I love how Pena said, "You really want to fucking think? You think you can take me down? Fucking the goat right there, Amanda Nunez never took me the fuck down.
That
She never
is
committed it.
true.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah,
you think
dude.
you can
Juliana
fucking take me down,
Pena,
man?
when she fought Amanda Nunes, dude, that was crazy. I couldn't
Yeah,
believe she won. That was awesome. That's
yeah,
when I became a
yeah.
fan of Juliana Pena.
Me too.
I've liked her in the beginning just because she was hot. Now, and then,
Yes,
like, after that
that's
Amanda
true.
Nunes fight, like, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, now I like her because she's hot and she's good.
And the respect was there. Yeah, she's hot, and I got the respect for
Yeah,
it too.
yeah.
But man, I agree, dude. Kayla, God, Harrison, dude, she's not. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but dude, there's got to be some bio shit going on here, because this chick is a fucking like a massive
Yeah, dude.
bodybuilder that
Yeah.
she does not look this weight class. To be honest with you, she does not
Yeah.
look this weight
She
class.
could, like, pick both of us up and probably, like, carry us on each
At the
shoulder.
same, like a
Yeah,
fireman's
at the
carry on
same
both
time,
sides, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. God damn. Oh
That's how
man.
she's built.
Yeah, I agree, man. I can't wait for that fight too, as well, because the hype is already there, and I love the presser. Of course, Kayla's like, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." Basically,
Yeah.
I'm the new in the division here, and I love it. Just how Dana said, the one guy. I think the guy asked the question. He was like, "Do we ever see Amanda come back?" And she was just like, she shook her head,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, she
"Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
to
I'm
fight
coming back
Kayla
to beat her ass.
Harrison."
Hell yeah, I got to
Yeah.
establish the goat status. I got to be the goat." You know.
Mhm.
But do you, Josh, if this happens and Kayla wins, I know we're already at 316, but if Kayla wins this, okay, is that 3-year layoff of the GOAT going to be a factor?
Uh, yeah, 100%.
Man, I mean, you're the
100% it
GOAT, but 3
is.
years, 3 years, Josh. I don't care
Um,
if you're the GOAT, man. 3 years is a long, long ass time, dude.
so I'm getting Kayla Harrison is 34 and
Okay.
Amanda Nunes is 36. And she's
Wow.
been off for the past 3 years. I don't know, dude. I think
Mm,
I don't
man.
know. I don't know. I
Mm.
it's definitely gonna play a factor. I mean, look at Michael Chandler,
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
who took
You're
off
right.
those 2 years and he hasn't won a fight since. And he's a
That's true.
genetic freak.
That's true too.
Yeah, Amanda coming back after 3 years is definitely gonna be a big dent, and especially if she goes to fight Kayla Harrison, that's gonna be
I mean, you're
tough on
fighting a
her.
fucking a warrior, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
this chick is just nasty, and 3 years goes a long way. I don't care if you're the GOAT, but if anybody can do it, it's going to be, the line is Amanda Nunes,
yeah.
honestly. But yeah, in a way, I don't want Julie to lose this fight, but I do want to see the fucking GOAT versus Kayla. I really want to see it,
If
you know?
Juliana Pena wins this fight, it's going to speak volumes on who Juliana Pena is as a
Oh,
fighter.
100%,
Like she could
100%.
be definitely in contention, like in the GOAT conversation for the women's for that
Mhm.
division.
Agree, agree. Yeah. Well, Josh, man, listen, hey, we have nothing to watch tomorrow, but we recap
Yeah,
313, 313, unfortunately, there, real quick, I just want to say, from here out of the box here, we want to wish everybody, you and your family, a happy and safe Easter. And as well, thank you for all your support that you chime into us, subscribe to the network. And last but not least, I started this 3 years ago, Josh. 3 years ago, I started this company at Out of the Box Sports, and we became friends, by meeting. And I tell you what, we are approaching 1,100 live shows on this network in 3 years. So, thank you to all my hosts and their families for letting them do what they do. And Josh, you taking the time weekly to do this show with me, I appreciate it. We're like family as well, so I appreciate everybody out there, and mostly thank you to our viewers as well. So, Josh, it's been another week, man. It's been another
yeah,
week.
yeah.
So next week, Josh, we're going to talk about the Saturday Night Fight Night, I guess, right? Is that what we're going to talk about next week?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll probably talk about some other stuff, man.
Definitely, definitely.
Probably dream match make some other
Mhm,
fights.
mhm.
Well, who knows what's going to happen between now and next weekend?
Definitely, definitely. Josh, I want to throw something at you real quick before we get out of here. I know next week's card's not a really big card on Saturday night, fight night there. It's not really a big, big card there. But I'm gonna give you something. I really want to hear you about this. I want you to give me your top 6 fighters of all time. Any division, rank them pound per pound, whatever you want to do.
So do you want this to be a bias, or do you want this to be like what I genuinely like, who I think? Because I could like name you I could do my
Yeah.
favorite fighters, or I could do who I genuinely think is the like
Okay. You
top
know what?
6 greatest of all time.
Give me both. Give me both. Don't
Both
be biased. Yeah. Give me
6 of
your.
my
Give me your.
favorite, and
Yeah.
then
Give me
6
your.
of
Yeah.
who. Okay,
Yep.
statistically, I
On
think.
paper and statistically, give me your top 6.
Okay,
But then give me, Josh Gordon's top 6 all time.
all right,
I love these fighters. I think they are in my top 6. I want to hear both ways because I'm kind of
all
curious
right.
because I'm the same way you are, man. Some of these fighters, they don't belong in the top 10, but to me, they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Some of them
fair
do.
enough.
Yep,
Yeah, we'll do that next week, dude. This sounds like a
definitely.
lot of fun.
Definitely. All right, guys. My name is Paul. That is Josh. This is Inside the Octagon. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Have a good Easter, and we'll see you next Friday night, 7 p.m. on Inside the Octagon. And make sure you subscribe to Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. We're everywhere. So, guys, have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.
Yep, catch you later.
Later.